everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Welcome to First Global's 5th STEM Talk and Interview session of the 2020 First Global Challenge Connecting Communities season. My name is Sara, and I'll be moderating today's talk. Joining us today, we have a very special group of people, the First Global Alumni. We are joined by four First Global alumni from around the world. Today, we are excited to have them here to talk about their first global experiences and what they're up to as university students. The first participant is an alumni from Team Colombia, Carolain. She is currently studying systems engineering at the Universidad del Valle in Colombia. She's passionate about STEM. She believes that STEM fields are great tools to make positive changes around the world. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, thank you for having me here.
Our second participant we have with us today is a Rafik from Team Algeria in 2017, and he's currently pursuing a Bachelor's of Business Administration at the American University of Beirut through a fully funded scholarship with a minor in computer science. As a result of his participation, he founded Beyond Tech Mamek, an organization that envisions to make a shift in the educational system. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Moving on to our third participant is Sara, who is an alumni from 2017's Team Australia, and she is currently majoring in mathematics at Queensland University of Technology in Brisbane. So after graduation, she plans on pursuing a Master's of Teaching so she can teach high school math and IT, and hopes to continue mentoring students in robotics. Thanks for joining us, Sara.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And our final participant that we have with us today is Tshenollo, who is an alumni of Team South Africa. He is currently studying mechanical engineering at the University of Cape Town, and his desire to pursue a career in the field of study was ignited by the experience he had through First Global. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we're really glad to have you all joining us today. We're going to jump into some questions about you guys, and then we're going to jump into some questions that teams have submitted for you guys to answer. So the first question, we briefly went over this, but can you tell us about yourself and what you're studying? So if we want to start with maybe ladies first, Sara, Carolain, and then Rafik, Tshenollo.
Okay. My name is, as you know, my name is Carolain. I currently study system engineering that is related with computer science. So my career is based mainly in interactive systems, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, software development, and all of that. About myself, I live and born in Colombia. My mother language is Spanish, but I'm learning Portuguese, and I'm a scholarship in my university. And yeah, I love animals and I love to listen to music.
That's awesome. And then Sara, what about you?
Yeah, I am Sara. I am 19 years old and studying a Bachelor of Mathematics. I'm minoring in information technology as well, and hoping to go on to teach math and IT in high school. I love robotics. I love reading, and yeah.
I like it. Rafik, why don't you introduce yourself?
So I'm Rafik. I'm 20 years old, and I study. I'm majoring in business and administration at the American University of Beirut through a scholarship, and also minoring in computer science. So I have the STEM going on. What I love the most is learning, and also sharpening my skills, or what's related to human skills as well as STEM skills. I'm really interested lately in data science, as it gives us a lot of insight about what's going on in our world and how we can predict the future.
I like it. Thank you so much. And Tshenollo, what about you?
My name is Tshenollo from Team South Africa Springboks. I'm 18 years old, studying at the University of Cape Town, mechanical engineering first year. More about myself is that I like pushing myself out of my comfort zone, learning new things each and every single day, and putting myself to the world and adding value to the people around me and the people at larger extent. So yeah, that's myself.
I love it. Okay, so we're going to go into a second intro question. So what's been your favorite part about being at university so far? And I think we're going to go in the same order. So if Caroline, you want to jump us off. So this could mean a class, an internship, any other part of it. What's your favorite?
Okay, my favorite part at university is the friendships that you can do there, because it's pretty great when you can talk about something that you are passionate about with someone that understands you. And when you are at the university, you have a lot of friends that have the same interests as yours. So I think that is a good part at the university, and also that you acquire a high capacity about responsibility, and I think that is very important.
I like it. Sarah, what are your thoughts?
My favorite part would probably be being able to have more say in what I'm able to study, and being able to study what I love, and yeah, getting to meet a wide variety of people of all ages and from all different areas is an amazing thing as well.
I like it. Rafik, what's your favorite part about university?
My favorite part about university is mostly, as Sara mentioned, is meeting a lot of new people from different backgrounds with different ideas and visions. And the cooler thing about it is that we can all come together into one project, into one vision, into one goal. And that's what's most exciting about it. And also, I should mention, like, the activities on campus. They're really valuable because you learn a lot of transferable skills from your peers, and that's really that's the most interesting part about college.
Yep. All right, Nello, lead us off with a bang. What's your favorite part about university?
Everybody has said basically what I love more about university, but what I would like to add is that I love the culture at large. Different people, different ideas, like everything is different. Then it's also mind-opening. You're being exposed to new ideas, how things are done, and you get a global experience. So that's my favorite part about university and everything that everybody has mentioned before.
I like it. So now we'll go back and we'll start with you, actually, Tshenollo, for the next question. Outside of studying or courses, what are your favorite hobbies or interests?
My favorite hobbies, I love business. I'm a business-oriented person. I love engaging with people. I love sports, and I love watching movies. So that's me.
I like it. Rafik, what about you? Some hobbies?
I mostly love like TV shows, documentaries. I'm not really a big fan of reading, but I prefer audiobooks. So yeah, and obviously I love robotics. I love all what's human skills, such as management, project management. I tend to lead a lot of projects within my organization, and also I love changing the world.
Perfect answer. Sarah, what about you? Some hobbies and interests?
I love reading. I also love watching TV and movies. And I love doing math. I do math for fun a lot.
Keeps
Yeah.
brain active. And then Caroline.
Okay, I love reading. I love watching movies. I love programming, of course. I love everything about artificial intelligence, but even I think that I have a lot of hobbies. I like draw, I like paint, I like dance, and I like visit new place.
I like it. Perfect answer. So now we've introduced you guys. We've talked about you guys and your lives. We're going to move on to some questions that teams have submitted. So the first question we have is from Team Serbia. How did participation in the first global challenge help you prepare for college? So we'll go back to Tshenollo for the answer for this one.
Okay, what I'll basically say is that before I was part of first, I didn't know what I wanted to do. My mind was drifting around. I wanted to do medicine. I wanted to go into arts. Like I was lost. But the experience that I had there, seeing how mechanization can help harness our world, how it can have a positive contribution on us, solving basic information, basic stuff such as shortage of electricity, clean water, and stuff like that. It then made me choose to do mechanical engineering. So it gave me that pathway.
Sure. Rafik, what about you? How did the participation in First Global help prepare you for college?
Mostly, I will build on what Tshenollo said, is that it really, I made sure that I wanted to major in STEM, but what changed is that I learned that I don't only love STEM as skills, like just science, technology, math, and engineering, but I also love beyond that, what's beyond that, what's how to conduct a project, how to do that, more often organizational skills. And that's why I'm majoring in, I decided to major in business and administration, concentrating on management. So it was really an enriching experience.
I like it. I like it. Sarah, what about you?
I have pretty much always known that I wanted to do some form of a STEM degree at university, but participating in First Global and First in general, I just reignited that love for STEM and wanting to continue with it in the future, and hopefully help teach other people robotics.
I like it. All right, and Carolain, lead us off.
Okay, thanks to First Global, I realized what I really want to my life. And I learned about a lot of things, for example, robotics, physics, and I learned concepts that are useful for me now. But also I learned to express my ideas and express my point of view with another people. And I think that is very important. And I learned to work as a team. And that is very important in every field that you want to do in your university, because you have to learn that you can do the things alone and you always have to need another person. So I think that helped me to be less shy than I was.
I like that. You guys all gave, I think you all gave different answers, but yeah, a lot of it's coming out of First Global. So our second question is from Team Ecuador. Has the pandemic impacted how you're learning right now? Has it made it more difficult since you don't have access to labs or other resources? What's learning looking like? We can start with Carolain.
Okay, yeah, the situation of the pandemic has meant that I have more restrictions right now. So the learning is slower, but it's not impossible. But I have the necessary resources to have my virtual education. But I think that one of the benefits about my career is that it's very related with the present. So most of my teachers have been able to adapt to this situation in a better way. So I think that it's difficult, but I have all the resources to do it.
It's difficult, but you're making your way.
Yes.
Sarah, what about you?
Yeah, the pandemic in Queensland, where I live right now, is only got some restrictions. We've been lucky that we only have a little bit of restrictions at the moment, but my university is still partially online. My degree is completely online, so I have been just studying at home. It's made it a little bit difficult in regards to not being able to see people face to face, and especially with group work, it's made it a little bit harder, but it's also in a way made it a little bit easier because I would usually have an hour trip into uni every day, so I don't have to do that. And also I have pretty much I changed my degree, so I've started a new degree this semester, and I don't know anyone because of a result of that, so it's made it a little bit harder on that front as well.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Rafik, what about you?
For me, what changed is I saved time on commutation, but I really miss getting into projects, into group works with other people, and having all that energy around of like people, of getting inspired by, and all that human contact. I really do miss that. And also I miss meeting with professors, because what I learned is that college is more about meeting professors and meeting students and learning from their experience rather than the curriculum itself. Because the curriculum itself, let's say it's basic, it's the minimal things you need to know, and you need to build on that with experience from other people. So
Yeah,
that's what I really miss.
yeah. All right, and Tshenollo, how has the pandemic impacted you?
It has made learning difficult, but at the same time fun, because of it has presented me with a wide range of challenges that I need to adapt to, challenges that I need to solve, such as monitoring my time management, knowing that I must be awake at this time, being studying. Then it has also allowed me to learn a lot of things online, like learning how to set up a store online, stuff like that. And it has given me an opportunity to take myself out of the comfort zone, learn more about myself, appreciate myself more, and yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, so on this same topic of, the pandemic impacting our lives, we have a question from Team Cameroon, which is, outside of the pandemic as students, what were your main challenges? So thinking like before all of this, but as a student, what's your main challenge with the university? So we can start with Tshenollo again if you want.
No, I won't lie. First time into university, it's very hard. It's very hard. It's hectic. It's not like high school. Like you need to think. You need to collaborate with more people. You need to do group works. You can't do it alone because of there's a lot of work that you need to cover. Like it was really hard and very demanding. But you're a person. You need to adapt, and eventually you will adapt and get familiar with the environment and how things happen. So yeah, that's it.
Rafik, what about you?
The challenges that I had before the pandemic were mostly trying to change the educational system. So as mentioned, my organization, why we founded that is because we want to make a change in the educational system. And part of that change is to include more tech into the curriculum, to bring more tech into the classroom. And I do believe that this pandemic showed us how we could rely on online teaching, on technology in general for learning.
What about you, Sarah? How has it affected, or just learning in university? What are the main challenges?
Yeah, I mean, the hardest part was trying to keep the work and life balance, having a part-time job while studying, as well as trying to keep some form of a social life. Trying to balance all of that together would probably be the hardest part and the biggest challenge I had going into university. So
yeah, time management is not the easiest thing. And Carolain leading us off.
I think my biggest challenge was that I live 2 hours from my university. So every day I had to get up very early at 4 a.m. to get to my class at 7 a.m. And I arrived to my home at 8 p.m. So that was so tiring, and sometimes I didn't sleep well, and that make that I don't understand the things that I have to do in a better way. But I think that a part of that, I don't know, I just adapt to that and always do my best.
So on the same topic of college and what you guys are learning, we have a question from Team Libya, which is, what was your dream major in university before getting involved in First Global, and did it maybe change because of that experience? So Carolain, we'll throw it back to you.
Okay, before participating in First Global, I wanted to study physics. It's a field that I love, and if I have the opportunity to learn more about that, I'm going to do it. But when I participated in First Global, I was more interested about technology, about science, artificial intelligence, and all the tools that we have currently. So I started reading about artificial intelligence, programming, and all the chance. I realized that I really want to become in data science or something like that. So I changed my dream.
But for the better.
Yes.
Sarah, how about you?
Yeah, before participating in First and First Global, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Once I started doing robotics and getting involved with the competitions, I discovered a love for information technology and software engineering, and wanted to pursue a career in that. And then since then, I've obviously changed my mind again and decided to go more along the mathematics side of things, but still with that minor in information technology, and have recently decided that I'd like to teach it to the younger generations.
I like it. IT is what I do as well, which is why I really like it. The same name, same major.
Nice.
Rafik, what about you? Did your major change or?
Yes, actually, it did change. So I was thinking more of computer science as I was keen on programming, and then it slowly and what I liked about programming was solving problems, and then I understood that I could solve problems other ways and having a bigger impact rather than just having to code. So so that's why my change to a management major while keeping the computer science minor. So the experience of first let me knew that that tech only is not enough to thrive, to make a change, to have an impact. You need to go beyond that. You need to go above and beyond. So that's what's really changed, and that's a really great question.
All right, and Tshenollo, lead us off.
For me, I would say that, as I've said before, I didn't know what I was going to do. So first, and the experience that I had there was simply like a filter. So it narrowed down all the thoughts all the careers that I thought I wanted to do. Then it filtered it down to a point where I chose mechanical engineering to be the career I want to pursue through the experience that I had with first.
I like it. So we are going to be sort of switching from university to another question from Team Guyana. Have you embarked on any projects in your community or country that were inspired by First Global? So actually, Tshenollo, if we want to go back to you.
So in 2019, I think, if I'm not wrong, in South Africa, we hosted a challenge between us and Lesotho, more like a first challenge. Then we participated in that, promoting collaboration within us, giving each other experience, and making sure that we do better and we understand the global challenges that we're currently facing in a more precise manner. So that is the project I've embarked in, inspired by First.
I like it. Rafik, how about you?
For us in 2019 also, we had the national competition of robotics, and then we had a team competing that was in the same center where we had First Global preparations, and we helped them, and then we realized that we have acquired a lot of experience from First Global, a lot of transferable skills, a lot of values that we transferred to them. So we felt the need, we felt how it was important to participate in First.
I like it. Yeah, First Global definitely teaches a lot more than robots. Sarah, how about you?
Since finishing high school in 2017, I didn't want to leave First, and so I signed up as a volunteer, and I have volunteered at multiple of the events since. We host one of the competitions in Sydney every year for the First Robotics Challenge, the FRC, and so I've volunteered at that quite a few times. And then the school that I competed with, we host at our school the Lego robotics competitions and the first tech challenge competitions as well. So I always volunteer at those, and yeah, will continue to do so for as long as I can.
Yeah, first is an infectious program. All right, and Caroline, lead us off.
Not yet, but I plan to do it. I plan to be a volunteer on the first global, but also in my university has research laboratories that mix robotics, artificial intelligence, software development, and I want to update to that. So I don't going to embark on a project right now, but I'm going to do it then.
I like it. All great answers once again. So we're going to move on to question 6 from Team Lesotho, which is, what advice would you give to people who want to pursue STEM subjects? So if we want to throw it back to Caroline.
Okay. My advice is that always try to do your best. And sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you are going to feel that you don't understand anything at first, but don't stress out because it's not impossible. And it is something that you really love and you really are passionate about, you are going to do it and it's worth it. And sometimes we tend to get carried on for the fear and we stress out for things that haven't happening. So I don't know. One advice that I always tell myself when I think that I'm going to pass to a hard situation is that there is a problem for the Caroline for the future, not for me. So I don't going to stress out and I'm going to try to do my best right now. For example, I know that I'm making a lot of mistakes right now while I'm speaking, but that doesn't matter because the life is constantly learning. And yeah, we are here to learn and to do our best. And I'm trying to that you understand me. So I think that this is important.
Yep. And I think life or STEM is all trial and error. Like, you're going to mess up a few times, but then you'll probably never make that mistake again.
Yeah.
Sarah, how about you?
My advice would just be that there's often not just one right answer, especially in technology in particular. With programming, there's often multiple different ways to get the same conclusion, and never be afraid to do something a bit differently to everyone else. And although it might be difficult to pursue a career in STEM, it is the way of the future. So it's an amazing area to get into.
Agreed. Rafik, what advice would you give to people pursuing STEM?
My top advice would be that it would be great that you adopt a critical thinking mindset, because that's what really gets you ahead, and that's what makes you have an impact, doing things differently, as Sarah said. All of that is underneath the critical thinking. And also, a second advice, if I may, is also to embrace creativity. Go to the maximum of your ideas. Go through that. Never discourage yourself, even before beginning. Just be proactive. Start things, and you will see. You will have results.
Of course. All right, Tshenollo, lead us off with a bang.
I want to say that it's life. It's a continuous cycle of learning. First and foremost, you must have love for it, passion, the drive, the thing that wakes you up in the morning and say, you have to do this. Then another thing is that it's going to be really difficult, but you can do it. It's possible. Tons of people have done it before. You must have that mentality that failure cannot stop you, that you only learn and you only succeed. Because from your mistakes and failure, you learn, you know how to do things better, you know how to better yourself. And obviously, if you learn from the mistakes, you'll never repeat them again. So you must have the love, the drive, the perseverance, discipline. Like you must be, you must love the STEM at large, basically. You must have love for it because of all the other things will follow and fall in place.
That was a perfect wrap up of all of the answers. So I think we have 2 more questions. So question 7 is coming from Team Russian Federation, which is what wisdom or advice would you give to the students who will take part in future first global competitions? So Tshenollo, I can throw it back to you.
So the advice that I have is when you participate in the competition, forget more about the competition and start connecting with the people, start collaborating more, start getting new ideas, start learning new cultures, start moving out of your comfort zone and doing things differently and be able to adapt in everything you do because you're going to be thrown with tons of challenges your way and you must think creatively and most importantly, you must have fun and enjoy because of it's really fun.
Agreed. Rafik, what advice would you give?
I totally agree too on what Tshenollo said. You need to remember that this isn't the goal of this is not a competition, but rather a challenge. So with a challenge, the most important part is that you ideate and you go through the ideas you have. And also remember that it's an opportunity for you to have a global network of like-minded people who share the same passion for the either for the STEM field or having an impact on the world and solving the most pressing global challenges. And also remember that it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Not really something you can start the night before. Sara, what advice do you have?
The best advice I have, and the advice I always give people getting involved in STEM, getting involved in robotics, is it's not all about winning. It's more about the experiences you have and the people you meet. Even if the robot doesn't work properly or doesn't even work at all, you're still going to have fun and enjoy the moment. And yeah, it's not all about winning.
Also a good point of reference. Yeah. Carolain, what about you?
My advice is that enjoy and learn as much as you can about the competition, because the competition is not only build a robot and compete against other countries. Now you have the opportunity to know about history, cultures, another point of views, and that is awesome. So don't be afraid to talk with someone just because he don't understand you or because you don't have a good English. That doesn't matter. They are going to try to understand you. And yeah, just enjoy because it's a good experience.
I love it. And then now we're going to wrap everything up into one question from Team France. And what are your best memories from the first global challenge? So we'll throw it back to Carolain.
I have a lot of good memories. For example, with my team, when we met to build the robot while we eating and we dance and we make jokes, and that's just awesome. But also when the first time that I see the competition closely, because that was beautiful. See many people around something that is passionate about and they understand each other. That is very nice. And I think that is the spirit about First Global. And I think that is going to be unforgettable for me. And last year was my first trip, my first long trip. So I think that was amazing and everything was spectacular.
I love that as soon as I asked this question, you all started smiling. So I assume you all have an idea in your head.
Yeah.
Sarah, how about you?
The best memory I have is the one that always comes to mind first is the opening ceremony. Being able to walk out with the flag from my country, and it literally felt like we were in the Olympics, which was an amazing feeling. And yeah, getting to meet people from all over the world and see what they brought to the competition was just absolutely amazing. It's something I'll never forget.
Yeah. Rafik, how about you?
What Sarah said was very emotional. I remember the feeling of as I was holding the flag, you feel like kind of pride of being the first participants to an international robotics competition. And also the best memory we had when we were walking and meeting all the other teams and inspecting their robots, seeing how they thought outside the box and designed solutions that we never thought could work. And that's what was amazing.
All right. And Tshenollo, you're so smiley too. What's your favorite memory?
My best memory that I had with FIRST is when we broke the record, the top ranking record in the competition. That was the best moment because it came to me to say that everybody's got the potential to do amazing things. Doesn't matter where you come from, your background, things you've been exposed to, you have the potential. As long as you set your mind to it, you can do it. That is the best memory I had.
I love it. That was a good question to end on. With that, we are going to conclude today's STEM Talk and interview. Thank you all so much for joining us. Do you have any final words of wisdom or thoughts that you'd like to share? We'll start with Tshenollo and go all the way back to Carolain again.
I want to say that for the future participants in the competition, please have fun. That's the only thing I can say. Please have fun.
Rafik?
Go on. The maximum. Go on.
Yep. Sara?
Again, I'll come back to it's not all about winning. The memories you have won't be of the robot, whether the robot worked or not, it'll be the experience you had. So it's not all about winning.
And Carolain?
Do your best and have fun because it's a great experience and you can do it.
Okay, and with that, thank you to all the teams that are tuning into this. Thank you all for letting us interview, and we'll see everyone at the next interview session.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.